Hello and welcome back to Easy Boards again, and guess what? We're at the next jigsaw piece, but also guess what? We're not in bronze, are we? No, we've now moved up and we're on to the silver level, right? Okay. Now this is very important because it's not just the basic stuff, but it is actually the next level up. So it's actually pushing further forward, right? And that's why instead of the black pen here, we're going to be using the blue pen. And what is this all about? So this is the silver area, and also it's about thoughts, right? So we want you to just have a think about this. It's a little bit harder to do than the basic facts, which is a black pen. But not just that, we're at jigsaw number 4. And what was this about? The title of this was the forward position again, like last time when we used the blue, but this is all specifically about the thoughts, not just the looking, so we have to think it through. We're also going to do it in 5 minutes, right? So that's all the time it's going to take, 5 minutes. And in the car example that we used, because we're trying to give you an example, we're driving along in a car, this is all about having some kind of decision on your map, right? Which way to go. It can be one way or the other. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a certain way. But what we're going to do is try and plan something out, and then we're going to go further forward with it. Right, so is it important for you? Oh my goodness, yeah. Forward thinking means you can get together and put things together and think it through and make decisions better, right? So that's what we're going to spend the time on. We're going to do it very quickly as well, because most people, we know they're very busy people, haven't got the time for it. So even if you can't get the right numbers, it just means putting down some approximate feeling, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to use the big whiteboards to go through it. We're going to build the foundations higher, and now we're starting to build the walls as well, in fact. So what's the most important thing and what's the most interesting way we're going to do it in? Well, I'm going to demonstrate it further, but this thought process gets taken a lot further if you remember for that example. So we're going to do it, and you want to exactly, you can follow me because I'm going to do it, but at the same time we want you to do it on your sheet and try and put something together. So you're going to do it fairly interesting, and hopefully you're going to enjoy it. Now, are you ready? Okay, let's do it. Right, the reminder from previous, we did the black line, so it's a black fact with the time and then put the ages on. We figured out the next one, part 2, and we did the income levels for history and now. We always then got in the blue pen and we were up to the bronze level, but we then said, okay, we're going to start thinking further forward, and it was just when might a stop worker get ahead of that and what the income might be, and I was ahead of the current income, but other people were different. This one, we're still in blue because it's forward, but we're not now trying to just do anything basic. We're trying to think further forward and need to know two things. That is, number 1, we know the age after this is ended for you. So that's my last work day or year, and that's my income there. Well, at age 54, one of the questions is what kind of income would you want to keep going? Now, you're not working, but you do need income to make things happen. But what do we do? So for me, I'm just going to give you an example. I wanted 50% of the money so I can do things I want to do and in a certain way, and 50% of that was 45k, right? Okay, that's fine. So what it means is there's another question to ask you as well, and that's also about how long do you want that amount of money for? Right? So it's a big thought process, and what you have to do is you have to then start thinking about, when you start going further forward, you have to make some kind of decisions at some point, but it is the case of we're not really sure exactly what we're going to do. It doesn't matter, because all we're going to have to do is build in this position of you thinking it through. And you don't have to decide 100%, right? You just have to start on an initial position, and then we go further than that. So that is all we're going to do today, because in that same straightforward example, what you've now done is you've taken it a bit further forward, and Mr. Checklist will want to know a register on this. So he knows the ages, but he wants to know this, which is number 7A. And number 7 is all about future income. Right? Number 7's all about future income, and for me that was 45k. Okay, now then, what we're going to do next is give yourself a big green tick. Well done, but the most important bit is to take it, number 4, and you're going to score it, red, amber or green. So hold on with me, because what I'm now going to do is I'm going to get over the other side and show you what I think were mine, right? So can't wait to see you soon. See you there. Choo!